Hello, and welcome to Bonchon Bite-Sized K-Drama Reviews. My name is Shannon, and today I am so excited to talk to you about one of my favorite K-dramas ever, maybe of all time, Lovely Runner. So this drama began airing in April of 2024 and it ran until May 28th, 2024. It's the classic 16 episodes long. It originally aired on the Korean network TVN and is adapted from a web novel called The Best of Tomorrow. I haven't read the web novel, so I can't really speak to the differences between the novel and the drama. But according to my drama list in the US, you can watch Lovely Runner on Viki and Apple TV. I've watched it on Viki. I haven't checked Apple TV to see if it's available there. And I don't know if there's a difference between the subtitles between both. I know a lot of fans tend to prefer the Viki subtitles. They tend to be better. They tend to give a little bit more information sometimes if there's a certain phrase or something cultural that would help to inform the viewer about what's going on in a scene. Viki's subtitlers tend to include that, which is great. So, who is in it and where might you know them from? Lovely Runner's main female lead is played by Kim Hae-yoon, and her character's name is Im-sol. So you might recognize this actress from several other dramas that she's starred in. I knew her best from Extraordinary You, where she played the female lead who starts to realize that she is in fact in a story. So some of her other well-known dramas include Sky Castle, where she has a support role. She was opposite Ok Tae-kyun from 2 p.m. in Secret Royal Inspector and Joy. And if there's one thing you must know about me, it is that I am a hottest, which means I am a fan of 2 p.m. So I'm always willing to give any of the members a shot if they're going to be in a drama. You may also know Lee Jun-ho. He's from 2 p.m. and he's a well-known actor as well. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. So let's get back to Lovely Runner. Kim Hae-yoon also has a role in Snowdrop, which I haven't seen yet, but I am planning to because I am a big Jung Hae-in fan. So Byun Woo-seok plays the male lead named Ryu Sun-jae. Some of his more well-known roles before Lovely Runner include Record of Youth and Flower Crew Joseon Marriage Agency. I haven't seen either drama, so I can't really speak to them. I would say that this drama, though, Lovely Runner, made him a breakout star. However, there are 2 dramas coming out in which he plays the lead role, Wife of a 21st Century Prince, and he'll be acting opposite IU, and he will be in Solo Leveling, which is based on a manhwa. I'm excited for both. I can't wait to see what he brings to both of these roles, especially after loving him in Lovely Runner. I think it's going to be explosive chemistry between him and IU, who is always fantastic. So looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll be out early 2026, I believe, at least for 21st Century Prince. Some other familiar faces include Im-sol's mom, who is played by Jung Young-ju. You may have seen her recently as one of the aunts in When the Stars Gossip, or maybe not, since this drama was one of the biggest flops of 2025 so far. Probably going to be the biggest flop of 2025 all around. She was also in 2024, the fall of 2024, she was in a drama called A Virtuous Business. She was in a support role there. And she played another mom in Miss Night and Day, which was from summer 2024. And she's yet another mom in Business Proposal. She's had a very long career, so chances are you've seen her before. Sun-Jae's dad is played by Kim Won-hae. He has also had a very long career and has been seen in a few shows in just the past few years. Recently, I saw him in Divorce Insurance and Trauma Code. He was also in A Virtuous Business. In 2024, he was in Serendipity's Embrace, and he had a small but important role in Death's Game Part 2. Our second male lead is played by Song Gyung-hee. I think the first thing I saw him in was the Saguk, which is a historical drama, The Tale of Nokdu. His character in that goes through some interesting development. He plays a supporting role in Sky Castle, which Kim Hae-yoon is also in. I'm going to give you a basic plot description without giving away too much of the story because believe me, you don't want this one spoiled for you. Kim Sol, played by Kim Hae Yoon, lives in 2023 as a 34-year-old wheelchair user who gave up her dream of becoming a film director after an accident during her high school years. Now, she is a huge fan of the band Eclipse, whose lead vocalist is Ryu Sun-Jae, played by Byun Woo-sok. When Sun-Jae tragically dies in an apparent suicide, Imsol is devastated. In her grief, she ends up pressing a button on a digital watch once owned by Sun-Jae and is mysteriously transported back to 2008, when both of them were 19-year-old high school students. She takes it upon herself to save Sun-Jae and change his future. So, who is this drama for? Moving on to that big question, I think the answer is it's for a lot of people. Since it aired in 2024, it remains a popular drama for people to recommend. I don't have any statistics, so I can only go off my own experiences, but I still see Lovely Runner name dropped a lot on places like Reddit and Instagram. People like to recommend this one to someone looking for a good romance or a good rom com. It's also good to recommend to anyone who loves time slips, which, can be pretty popular in K-dramas, and it's, um, a story element that I personally really like. I do like time slips, I like time travel, anything that kinda messes with the timeline, I'm a fan of. I would say that this drama sets up its own rules for the time slips, and it may occasionally at times not explain everything fully. So if you're okay with that, then you'll be fine. But if you're someone who doesn't suspend disbelief easily, then it might be difficult for you. The romance between Imsol and Sunjay is central to the story, and because it bounces through time, we do get to see these characters as teens and adults. Well, really, it's like teens, college age slash new adult age, and adults. I would say that this drama is also for anyone who likes stories about falling in love with an idol or an actor and what that would be like to have known them in high school. Do you like stories of fated mates? If so, then this one is for you. This drama gave me lots of butterflies, and I was rooting for these two the whole way. Like serious butterflies in this one for sure. There's a lovely family and a second male lead that definitely did give some people second lead syndrome. That's when you fall for the second lead or want them to end up with the female lead. I didn't get second lead syndrome because I was such a fan of Imsol and Sunjay and I wanted them to be together and happy forever. But I will say that the second lead was entertaining. He was a fully fleshed out character. He didn't feel like just a plot device there to throw a wrench in the works. And I think that's why some people really liked that character and developed second lead syndrome. I'll talk about this in a bit, but if you were absolutely 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt done with serial killer plots in your rom-coms, then this one isn't for you. If you're okay with it, but it's not your favorite plot device, I hear you, believe me. But I think this one is palatable. It didn't bother me that much. The serial killer is there, and he is very one note. I will admit that. However, I don't think it ruins anything. He may be one note, but he does play an important part of the plot. So the serial killer is like a plot device, but I don't know. I can suck it up and deal with it when it comes to this drama. It didn't bother me. However, I know that some people who just like won't do another serial killer drama. So fair warning. I get it, but fair warning. Um, I love K-drama tropes of all kinds, especially the ones we get in rom-coms. I think they are a part of what makes K-dramas K-dramas. So I'm not opposed when they pop up, and a few do show up in Lovely Runner. There's umbrella scenes, dramatic confessions, drunk piggybacks, and misunderstandings. So if you're looking for an avant-garde rom-com that doesn't use the classic go-to tropes, and this isn't for you, but if you're like me and you find them to be a reason to love K-dramas, then you'll love this one. I really loved many aspects of this drama. The acting, the music, the story. I think this drama does a really good job at blending romance, suspense, comedy, and the time travel, time slip element. It has a real emotional core, in part because of the chemistry between the leads is just like it's off the charts. If you're craving a drama where one person would die for the other to live, then this is a great choice because its message seems to be that true love transcends fate and time. There is a love triangle like I mentioned because there's a second male lead, but this one it doesn't feel like a tired cliche. That's in part to the character development of the second male lead. Like I said, he's not just there to be a roadblock for the male lead. He's a cool character in his own right. I mentioned the acting is amazing. Everyone gave it their all and really did a fantastic job with their characters. But let me get to the music because the music is so good. Byeon Woo-suk sings several songs for the OST, and his voice is so lovely to listen to. It's really rich and an interesting voice. The songs are catchy, and they will get stuck in your head. Like this soundtrack, you will listen to over and over again, or at least I do. Like I added it to a playlist right away as soon as I was, hooked on this drama. The music it's fantastic and like could stand alone on its own. Like if Eclipse was like, we're going to become a real band and we're going to tour, yeah, I would go see that concert for sure. Let me get to some of the not so great parts. 30-year-olds playing high schoolers. It's unavoidable because of the plot in this one, but it's a little silly to see 30-year-olds in school uniforms. I mean, the actors do their best to pull it off, and, the hair and wardrobe and makeup department did their best to make them look younger. So it doesn't bother me. Like I've mentioned, I'm good at suspending my disbelief, so I just went with it. It was fine. Imsol has a brother and a best friend, and they're a bit over the top and they can be a little annoying. But whenever I think of this drama, they don't enter my mind because they play such a small role in the drama. It's not so big of a distraction in the drama that it, ruined any interest that I had. Like I mentioned, the villain is one note. There's no motivation that we're given. He's just a serial killer and that's it. So that is kind of like the not so great part of the plot. But like I said, if you're not too tired of that convention, if you're willing to just go with it, it's fine because it's actually not a huge part, but an important part to the story. Some people find Kim Hae-yoon's voice annoying. If that's something that might bother you, maybe you want to skip her dramas. I personally find her adorable, but I know some thought her character was a little immature and not very smart. That's not my opinion, however. I found her character to be quite enjoyable. I thought she was fun and, like I said, adorable. I mentioned some of the tropes that you will find. I think they are part of what make K-dramas K-dramas. One of my favorite tropes is he fell first and fell harder, and that is there for sure in this drama. And because this drama goes over quite a large span of time and features different timelines, we get the high school romance, we get the college romance, we get some enemies to lovers thrown in too. So remember, this is a time slip drama, and there is also a childhood connection because they go back to the high school years. So that's Lovely Runner in a nutshell. Like I said, it was a top of 2024 and of all time for me. I've rewatched it since my first viewing, and I think it's held up. I mean, it's only been a year since it aired, or well, year and a half at this point, so it's not like it's dated or anything, but I thoroughly enjoyed it just as much on the second watch as I did the first time. The longing and the fated mate story of Sol and Sun-Jae really worked for me. Think you're ready to give it a try? Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, if you'd like to share your thoughts, opinions, and suggestions for future episodes, you can find me on Instagram at bonchankdramapod or send an email to bonchankdramapod@gmail.com. Bye!